Hello, welcome. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and we're gonna be doing a video. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a video. We're gonna be doing a video on that. No, that's not what we're gonna do a video on. That. I got confused for a second there. We could have done a video on that other stuff, but I didn't really mean anything to us. Anyways, so this video today is brought to you by Vortie. And shout out to the boys and girls out on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Wiki for having this information readily available for everyone to take a look at and also add in stuff. Okay, before I get anywhere, what I want to do is, so essentially is when you go in there, you go to Google and you type in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and the first thing that comes out is this site here. When you get here, what you want to do is, you have all these different options of all kinds of shenanigans that's happening. You're going to go to Other and then go to Vault. And that is what we're going to be focusing on today, because I don't want you guys to be like, how did you get there, man? What are you telling me? This is cray. So it's not super cray, bruh, but I wanted to talk to you guys about the vault and the items because as we are progressing farther through the story, we're going to be getting access to some pretty powerful weapons here that are free to play. It just requires you to devote some time into it and finding these items. Early in the story, we're introduced to Earth Keys. It's actually a pretty interesting story where you're going to kind of get access to the vault. I don't want to ruin it because it's actually pretty entertaining. It's actually a pretty good chain of quests, and they feed off of each other. So in order to be able to get to the next key, you kind of have to complete the story for the first key, and then there's a series of events that you're gonna have to complete to try and get those keys unlocked. Okay, so we're just gonna look at some of the items here. So you're kind of in explorations, you will have access to these keys when the vault opens for that area. So in order to get Earth Keys, you have to have the Earth Vault open, which is located within Grandsheld, right off the bat, like early on in the game. So these items here you can get for free. So you're looking at getting some, like a dagger, getting some other weapons. Kazakiri is pretty good early on too. You get a Thundera recipe. Charm Bangles is pretty nice. This it decreases your chance of engaging in battle when you're in explorations. You get Hyper recipe, Shuriken recipe. Ice Brand is good, which is an ice sword recipe for steel. When you collect all of these, okay, when you collect all of these keys, the guy, like the thief, or what do you want to call him, like the keeper of all the keys in the chests or whatever, he will give you a reward for completing everything. And in the case of the Earth Ring, you will get Thief Bracers. It's an accessory, gives you defense +3, an effect called Bandit. The Bandit effect actually doubles your chance of stealing. So it's okay. It's not that super great, not super bad either, but like it's a free item you can use if there's a moment when you want to make sure you can steal, a double chance your steal, right? Obviously with if you have Zon, this is less likely it's less of a problem, and later on when Zidane gets his 6-star awakening, this is going to be less of a problem because they have 100% steal anyways. But if you don't have those units, then this could help you. Once completing, you don't have to complete all of these to get to the next set of keys, which is the Gale Keys, but you have to complete these quests here. So as long as you're keeping up with the quests, they're actually pretty enjoyable, lots to read. It's got, in my opinion, a pretty decent background of how these guys came about. So you can actually follow these quests and unlock the Gale Key. So this is how you will unlock the Gale Key. And within the Gale Keys, you will have access to a few different items. The Gale Key one is actually really beneficial for new players, free-to-play players, like old players. It has a good set of items in here. Sonic Knuckles gives you wind damage. Equipped Hat will allow units like X-Death to equip the hat because they can't. You got Tornado Ring, which is wind resistance on a ring. Mirage Vest, which gives you evade for like 2 turns. It gives you like double images or so. It gives you like kind of like an evasion style move. Golem Staff, which gives you Petrify, very effective for PvP. And you can get that as well. Moon Bracers are okay as well. Bithro Sailor Meh. But when you complete it, you will get a air knife, which is something I was in the process of farming before I ended up getting Survival's Edge from the event at the time. But this gives you 48 attack and it gives you wind damage, which is really good to have for Gilgamesh. So if you're still struggling on Gilgamesh and you're looking for some elemental weapons, you have access to it through doing this stuff. And my advice is to complete this because overall, all of these items here are actually pretty good. Sonic Knuckles will give you wind as well, I believe. Are they? Fist weapon, yeah. This gives you wind on fist. Equipped hat is good. The recipe is always good to have. It's free. Just pick it up. Tornado ring, like all of these, you complete it, then you get this. All right. Then in Zoldad, you get access to Flamering keys. And then here you get some more interesting items. You get an undead killer effect, which is 50% against undead. You get Swordbreaker. Swordbreaker gives you an ability called Swordbreaker, which is an ability, is a chance to evade physical damage taken by 5%. It's like you can put this on your tank, right? Whatever. It's not even a freaking sword, it's a dagger, but it's called Swordbreaker. It's a dagger that gives you Swordbreaker ability. Flame mail, very useful. I farmed this out for the Ifrit raid. Gives you fire resistance. You got a gun here as well that gives, it's a two-handed weapon. You can use that for, let's say if you have olive or whatever, but you don't have any good weapons for it, you can pick that up. There's a recipe for Sirius. Yake gives you 30% chance to poison. Not a bad great katana. Not a bad katana for you to use if you don't have any other better ones. 58 attack with 30% chance to poison. Equipped cloth is actually not that bad either. Any type of material that lets you equip stuff is actually pretty nice to have, because you never know when you're gonna want to put something on a unit to make them better to be able to defeat an event. So material slots are always great. You get some golden armor. Red ring gives you fire resistance, and you get aura staff here, which I think is actually really good to have when you have fights when bosses buff themselves, kind of like we had Dark Ifrit and Dark Siren, and you don't have the spell, or you don't want to have certain units bring something, and you just want to give them an item and be like, look, I want to make sure they have the spell. You can use aura staff to give that character the spell, which is pretty cool. Anything that's free to me is pretty cool. Completing all of these guys, so getting all 10 keys, will give you Germain's Germanis, those boots, which gives you 50% hit points, magic and spirit +5, and the ability to escape. Now this is where things get interesting. Alright, so with the release of Mysidia Story Part 2, we have access now to Aurora Keys. Essentially what you get with these guys are probably the best thing we're going to get for now. I mean, when we get the next set of keys, it gets even better. But as of right now, you get Beast Killer, which is good. You get Striking Staff. You get Equipped Light Shield and Equipped Dragon Shield. So the ones that are in red right now, we will get in Part 3. The ones that are in blue right now are the ones that we have access to, except Recovery Rod, which we actually will not have till Part 3 as well. Like for example, yeah, we don't have these guys. Light Shield, and then this here is a Light Shield. So you can equip Light Shield. And this Dragon Shield is actually something I'm going to be putting on my Refia or my healer, because it gives you 30% fire, ice, and lightning. Actually, you can go on anybody who needs those resistances, but this is really good to have on your healers when you're doing an event that's going to be doing elemental damage, kind of like how Kefka is going on right now. It could help you resist a lot of things and prevent your healer from dying. Because in a fight with Kefka, when your healer dies, if you don't have any other healers to kind of raise your party up, you're pretty much done. With Refia, or a healer that has dual cast, and they have full raise, they can bring back up 2 units, and they themselves can still stay alive. So something like this is going to be very beneficial for you to have on a healer. But again, they can go on a tank, anybody you want to survive. And they set you up perfectly. You have access to Equipped Light Shield and Dragon Shield right away, which is a Light Shield available right away. I don't know if they have stats on these guys yet. Yes, they do. So here you go. So things that we're going to be getting in the future, you got Striking Staff, Magic 42, fantastic for free to play. Let's see, Vesper is a mace. Mace 60 attack, not bad again for mace, but not a lot of units that use maces that are really good. Glacier, that's ice. Red Jacket here, we will get 30% fire resistance, freaking great. This again goes well with the thing that we got earlier, which was called Equipped Cloth right here. Equipped Cloth. So this will allow you to equip this as well for fire resistance. Recovery Rod, this is the Cura. This one's actually really nice to have because it gives you Cure. You can also get another spell right now that gives you the same thing. It's called Healing Staff. You can buy it from the Fat Chocobo. But again, this one here is for free because you just do the quest and you find the key in the exploration, and bada bing, bada boom. Dragon Gauntlets as well will give you the ability of high jump. So it just gives you high jump, increases damage for jump attacks by 100%. Good to put on. See, they give you here as well. I would put it on like Gilgamesh or something if you wanted to get increased damage, but like, whatever. It's a free item. A free item. I'm getting super stuffy. But here is the reason I wanted to talk about this. All of this whole video, this whole thing was about this sword. Okay, once you complete these 10, you get a great sword called Apocalypse that gives you 103 attack for a great sword. Alright? If you guys haven't done the quests yet and you never needed, you weren't sure why you were gonna do it, and none of these other items up here were appealing to you, any of these were not appealing to you, this item here is definitely worth farming for. Granted, personally, I think there's a bunch of items here that are worth the farm, but having the completion reward right now for the Apocalypse sword is just gonna make it that much more important for you guys to do. So make sure you get those quests out of the way, complete all of these quests, get caught up. I literally just finished these quests maybe like a day ago to make sure that I got these things, so I'm ready to start picking these up. And as I kind of get them, I'm actually gonna pick these all. This is gonna be the first one I'm completing all the way through to get the great sword, because this is an amazing item, amazing free to play item. So there's no excuse for you guys out there saying, I don't have a strong weapon. Well, look, if you don't want to do the story and you don't want to complete the quest, which is part of the game, and you just want them to give you shit for free, then sorry, man, you're out of luck. Because there's a lot of people out there. I'm reading a lot of comments, and I'm also like going on Reddit and reading a lot, and people are just want to be given things. Like, look, people like you really are the ones who kind of ruin the community. You're like, I want them to give me things. Nah, bruh, you're not gonna get shit. If you want to play the game and actually enjoy the stuff, then do the completion things. Right now, this is a long quest. If you haven't started, it's going to take you a little bit. But when you complete it, and once part 3 comes out and we get access to Apocalypse, you're going to be pretty happy. Because this is actually a really nice weapon. For free to play, think about it, 103. You're looking at Excalibur, which is an elemental based weapon. It does 120 in light damage. And it, like, for example, if somebody's immune to light, that item is completely useless. No elements, alright? Cool, I'm glad you guys got that across. But either way, when you guys are farming these, my advice to you guys in the Earth Keys here is to pick up Kazakari, pick up the Charm Bangles for sure, Steel, Ice Brand for ice damage. When you go down into the Gale Key, the Sonic Knuckles equipped hat is good. Always for resistances, picking up the rings like Tornado Ring. For sure, it's a must. Get Golem Staff, Mirage Vest as well for tanking. As far as the Flamering keys go, Flame Mail is a must get. Undead Killer is a must get. Equipped Cloths is a must get. These are situational, but again, I would pick up the Red Ring, Aura Stuff as well. For Aurora Keys, you have no choice. You're gonna pick all of them anyways. But if you were gonna, in the meantime, to kind of, get yourself hyped up to do it, Equipped Light Shield and Dragon Shield are really good to have right now. It could be the difference for you from defeating Kefka or not defeating Kefka, because these resistances are gonna be able to help at least one of your characters survive. But in the end, and in conclusion, it is worth the farm to get the Apocalypse Greatsword. Okay, so that's kind of what this video was about. Literally was me trying to convince you guys to do the story. If you're free to play, there's no excuse to say I don't have access to items. There's a lot of gear here that is game changing for you guys that could help you a lot. All right, so let me know in the comment section below if you guys have actually started this, if you guys are far along, if you're stuck somewhere, maybe I can help you out. Let me know in the comment section below. But also let me know how you guys feel about this sword. And later on in the future, in the Japanese version, you get access to even better items too. So keep your eyes peeled for that stuff. And I will definitely bring that up to you guys again when we hear more news about when the next items are coming out. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're new and old, smash that like button with your forehead. Like, put your mouse, your mouse thingy over the subscribe button and bam, headbutt your mouse till you subscribe and like and all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Vortie. I'm out of here. Peace.
I saw it.